Time to talk about the back-to-back sectional champions, the Carroll Cougars. Coming up to join us now. To my left, it is Griffin Viney. To my right, Evan Johnson and Keegan Ellis. Fellas, congratulations. And Griffin, I'll start with that. To hear that in front of your name, back-to-back sectional champs, what does that mean to you?
Feels pretty good because it hasn't happened that much before we came into high school, so it feels good to be able to do that.
I know you guys were 9-4 your sophomore year. Expectations were higher. You met those last year in terms of going in 11-2. Evan, when you think back to last year, what are some of the favorite memories that come to mind?
Oh, man. Obviously winning sectionals again was a goal of ours, but when you hear the final bell, that's something special that you never forget.
Keegan, obviously this has been a pretty great run of success across a lot of sports at Carroll High School on both the boys and girls sides. What's it been like to be a part of that?
It's been pretty cool because the groups before us weren't really like that invested into it. And so when you look back into our group, I think it's pretty cool that everyone's so invested in buying into their sports.
Evan, obviously, at a school like Carroll, maybe a handful of players will specialize, but most players are going to play 2 sports or 3.
Yeah.
So the success is shared because you're playing multiple sports, but it's that good competitive rivalry where one sport's kind of cheering each other on. What's that like in the hallways every day?
Oh, man. Everyone's just cheering each other on and saying good luck on Friday night, or good luck at the next basketball game, or good luck for baseball. Just a big community that we all just cheer each other on.
Keegan, when you have the success you guys have had over the last couple of years, all of a sudden the goals get a little bigger. So what are you and your teammates talking about? What's the expectation here for the fall of 2023?
I feel like one big expectation that we have is to go out and just dominate. That's a big one, but we want to go all undefeated regular season.
Yep.
And then we want to go and take back sectionals again.
Griffin, when you hear the word dominate, that means you got to be putting in the work in the weight room, in the off-season workouts, et cetera. What have those been like for you and your teammates?
It's been good because, there used to be 20 people in the weight room, but now every practice we got 40, 50 kids. We can't even have all kids in there because there's just so many. We got to switch stations, so it's nice to just have everyone in there working hard and all that.
What it sounds like is you guys need a bigger weight room. We got to work up in the facilities a little bit. Well, again, you guys have had back-to-back sectional champs, and your coach has been the same for those last 2 in terms of Coach Betzner. I'll start with you on this one, Keegan. What's it been like playing for him these last couple of years?
It's definitely better than my freshman year. He pushes everyone to do better, and he really expresses that when he's trying to teach you something, he's going to yell at you a little bit, but you just got to make sure that you are staying focused and it's for a reason.
Griffin, how do you view things differently now that you guys are heading into your senior year? Obviously, what you did successfully as a player last year, you want to continue, but you have to take on a more vocal role, a more leadership role. What has that been like for you?
I really try to lead by example and just show everyone, how to do it. And we got so many seniors, so it's really easy to show everybody how we do it because we've all been leading by example and just.
I know I asked the question about goals. I didn't ask either of the two. You're right next to me. So what are your goals for this coming year?
We had 4 losses sophomore year, 2 losses last year. We just want that to keep going down, and we want to not play down to any opponents and just play our best every single game.
Evan, your thoughts?
I'd have to agree with him on that one.
What's the future hold for you guys? What's life looking like after high school? What are the goals? What are you looking to do?
I really don't know yet.
Yeah, you focus on football. No problem with that. Evan, what about you?
Probably go to Purdue, do agribusiness. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Keegan, what about you?
I'm going to try and get a scholarship for football and go play somewhere.
I like the sounds of that. Guys, congratulations on 2 wonderful years, and thanks for the time this afternoon. Best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, Griffin Viney to my left, Evan Johnson and Keegan Ellis to my right. We're going to talk to Coach Betzner when we come back as you're watching the 2023 Coca-Cola of Kokomo Kickoff Special. Back in a moment here on ISC. We'll keep talking about those Carroll Cougars as Blake Betzner is kind enough to join us. And, Coach, you have set a pretty high bar. It's a first world problem to have 2 years as the man in charge of Carroll football, back-to-back sectionals. What has been so key to your success right out of the gate at Carroll?
Seniors. I go back for the first group, talking with them and just ask them, what do you guys want? What do you want to leave as your legacy? what do you want Carroll football to look like when you're gone? And, man, those guys bought in, and these next 2 senior classes have seen that, and they've worked. But, yeah, I mean, I give it all the credit to that first senior class. Every one of them just bought in and did everything. We moved them all around positions, and now it's easy. If I tell Keegan Ellis, he was an offensive lineman, you're going to fullback. Okay, you moved Casey Lambert, which is, North All-Star, and you moved him all over the place. I'll do whatever you need me to do. So, again, it goes back to that, just that first senior class setting the tone, and then all these guys just following it.
This is a program that obviously historically has had success, and there are other programs in the school that are doing very well, both basketballs, baseball, et cetera, over the course of the last few years. What's the atmosphere like, though, now on Friday nights in Flora, Burlington, et cetera, knowing that you guys are kind of the big thing in town right now?
Yeah, that's one reason I came to Carroll. The community is amazing. I can't explain it enough, where they are buying in. They've bought in. I think we've won 2 sectionals, and when I drive through the town with my kids, and there's paintings all over the windows and just things that you just dream about as a coach, and for kids to experience and the community to all buy in. It's a lot of fun. It's what every coach and every player should be able to experience.
Well, the guys you're talking about, you're literally almost out of room in the weight room to call the kids in. Sounds like numbers are not an issue for you right now.
No, it's good. Our athletic department's been awesome. We have a football locker room that holds 40 kids, and we've got we started out at 66. In the summer, we're going to be about 59. I think we're going to finish at, and we have 40 lockers. So they went out and bought us 28, 30 more lockers to put in our locker room. So it's been really good. Again, community, kids buying in, and just being part of it.
With that, having that much numbers, can you avoid two-way starters, or are there players that are simply so good you're going to play them both ways regardless?
Yeah, I've always been the firm believer of, you want to get guys, playing time in and out, but if they're guys, they're playing.
Sure.
I mean, any athlete wants to play, and we got those kids that, hey, I'm good enough and I want to play. Keegan last year, rushed for 2,000 yards and rarely played defense. I told him that time's over. You're a 1A football player. You're not coming off the field for us next year. So you have some of those where if we want to get where we want to get, those guys got to be on the field.
All right, where you want to get is probably the top spot in 1A, or getting to that point. Now that you won back-to-back sectionals, how do you take that next step?
It's the kids. I mean, I do firmly believe that, we've put in the time. As a coach, you can only do so much. And, I tell the kids, when we left there, it was the best story I've ever heard. We have a community center, the YMCA, and we got pounded by Adams Central last year. It was, after the first quarter, I looked around and said, oh, man, this is a different level.
Yep.
And I told the kids after the game, that's up to you now. I can do nothing more than, give you the opportunity. And they said they had like 30 kids in the weight room at the community center on Saturday morning after our game at Adams Central. So these kids want to be that. So they're just going to work towards it, and we're going to see how things go.
Blake, thanks for the time. Thanks for stopping by. And again, best of luck playing well in November coming up this fall.
Thank you.
Blake Betzner, head coach of the Carroll Cougars, joins us. We'll come back and we'll talk about the Eastern Comets when we return, as you are watching the 2023 Coca-Cola of Kokomo Kickoff Special right here on the ISC Sports Network. McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is caught.
There you
go.
go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That is Wrestler! Wrestler!
Whoa!